What if I told you that sitting on used car lots right now are modern masterpieces, future million-dollar collector cars that you can go out and buy for less than the price of a new Honda Accord? Cars that are special, that are the last of their kind, and that are already developing a cult following. In this video, we're counting down the top 5 future classic cars you can buy right now. And number 1 is so controversial, it will probably break the internet. Let's get started. You might be wondering, what makes a car a future classic? It's not just about age. It's about significance. It's the last of a dying breed, an engineering marvel, or a car that offered something truly special that its successors lost. We've focused on cars that are modern enough to daily drive, but special enough to become legends. And we've set a cap of around $30,000 to keep this realistic. You're looking at what many consider to be the last of a dying breed, the Ford Fiesta Saint. And no, that's not hyperbole. This isn't just a hot hatch. This is arguably one of the greatest front-wheel drive driver's cars ever made. It landed on countless Car of the Year awards for one simple reason. It's a pure, unadulterated driving machine. Under the hood lies a 1.6-liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder. Now, 197 horsepower might not sound like a lot in 2024, but that's missing the point entirely. This car isn't about straight-line speed. It's about driver engagement. It's about a powertrain that's manually transmission-only, a steering rack that's telepathically quick and full of feel, and a chassis tuned by Ford Performance Team that loves to rotate on lift-off oversteer. It's a car that feels alive, a car that makes even a trip to the grocery store feel like a stage of the WRC. But here's why it's a guaranteed future classic car investment. This car represents the end of an era of lightweight, simple, and affordable performance. It was the last of its kind before the industry-wide shift to electrification, SUVs, and mandatory driver assistance tech that adds weight and complexity. The Fiesta ST is a time capsule of analog motoring. It's raw, it's loud, and it's an absolute ride to drive at any speed. And here's the best part. You could get into a great used example right now for well under $20,000. For a car that is already developing a massive cult following and is certain to be sought after by collectors in 10 to 15 years, that's an incredible entry point. It's a modern classic that you can drive every day, a performance bargain that depreciated initially but is now on the cusp of being discovered. This is the hot hatch that future generations will look back on and say, they just don't make them like that anymore. And they'll be right. Forget everything you think you know about American muscle. And number 4, we're talking about a car that didn't just compete with European exotics. It humiliated them. This is the Chevrolet Corvette C6 Z06, and it remains one of the greatest performance bargains and future collector cars on the planet. Let's talk numbers because they are still staggering. The heart of this beast is the LS77.0L V8 engine. Not a twin-turbo, not a hybrid assist. A pure, naturally aspirated, dry-sumped, race-bred V8 producing 505 horsepower and 470 lb-ft of torque. It revs to an insane 7,000 RPM and howls like a NASCAR engine let loose on the street. It's paired with a Tremec TR6066 speed manual transmission, the last of a dying breed of true driver's cars. But the specs only tell half the story. This was a lightweight supercar killer. Thanks to an aluminum frame and carbon fiber fenders, it weighed just over 3,100 pounds. That's a better power-to-weight ratio than a Ferrari 599 GTB of its era. 0 to 60, 3.7 seconds. Top speed, 198 miles per hour. This was a 2000 supercar that could be serviced at your local Chevy dealer. And here is the investment thesis. The C6 Z06 is the peak of the American naturally aspirated V8. It's the last Corvette of its kind before turbocharging and hybrid tech transformed the model. It's raw, analog, and brutally effective. As we move into an electrified future, the sound, the feel, and the sheer violence of this powertrain will become priceless. Values for clean, low-mileage examples have already bottomed out and are starting their climb. For under $40,000, you can own a piece of history, a modern classic car that is a guaranteed appreciating asset. This isn't just a car, It's an event every time you turn the key. And number 3, we have a car that proves that in a world of mass production and bean counting, true artistry still exists. This isn't just a car, it's a statement. This is the Lexus LC500, and it is, without a doubt, one of the most beautifully designed and brilliantly engineered future classic cars of the modern era. While every other manufacturer was downsizing to turbocharged V6s, Lexus made a breathtakingly bold choice. They installed a 5.0-liter naturally aspirated V8, codenamed 2UR-GC. That is an engineering marvel in its own right. This isn't just any V8. It's a high-revving masterpiece derived from Lexus's legendary LFA supercar program. It produces 471 horsepower and red lines at a glorious 7,300 RPM. The sound it makes, through its perfectly tuned exhaust, is a deep, metallic howl, a symphony of mechanical perfection that turbocharged engines simply cannot replicate. But the engine is only part of the story. The LC500's platform is a revolution in rigidity and lightness, featuring extensive use of high-strength steel and aluminum. And then there's the interior. This is a hand-built cabin of stunning Japanese craftsmanship. Every stitch on the available semi-aniline leather, every piece of machined aluminum, and every glass switch feels like it was crafted for a luxury watch, not a car. It's a sanctuary of luxury and design. This car won the World Car Design of the Year award for a reason. It's a rolling piece of art that has achieved legendary JDM collector car status almost from its launch. Its combination of a naturally aspirated V8, a stunning, timeless design, and unparalleled build quality makes it a unicorn. In an age of electrification, this car represents the last of a breed, the big, naturally aspirated GT car. And that's why it's a blue-chip investment-grade car. Production numbers are low, and its reputation only grows stronger with time. While it depreciated initially, pristine, low-mileage examples have already stabilized and are poised to climb. For a fraction of the cost of the European exotics it competes with, you get a car that is more reliable, more exclusive, and arguably more special. The Lexus LC500 isn't just a car you buy. It's a car you invest in for the long term. It's a future museum piece that you can drive every single day. The runner-up on our list isn't just a car, it's an institution. This is the car that purists and collectors agree is the sweet spot in modern 911 history. This is the Porsche 997.2 911 Carrera S, and it represents the absolute pinnacle of analog driving engagement meeting modern reliability. Let's be specific. The .2 designation is crucial. Produced from 2009 to 2012, this generation fixed the early water-cooled 911's known issues, most notably the IMS bearing problem that plagued the earlier 996 and 997.1 models. What you're left with is a bulletproof, naturally aspirated 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 385 horsepower, paired with either a sublime 6-speed manual or the first iteration of Porsche's now legendary PDK dual-clutch transmission. But the magic isn't just in the specs, it's in the feel. This is the last 911 generation with hydraulic power steering, a system praised for its telepathic feedback and connection to the road. It's the perfect size, narrower and more agile than the larger, more complex 991 and 992 generations that followed. It has the classic 911 analog soul, simple gauges, a physical key, an intimate cabin, but with just enough modern tech to be a fantastic daily driver. This is why it's not just a great driver's car, it's a blue-chip investment. The market has already spoken. While all air-cooled 911s have skyrocketed into the stratosphere, the 997.2 is the next big wave. Clean, low-mileage examples, especially in a desirable spec like a manual Carrera S or a 4S, have depreciated and are now firmly on the rise. They are appreciating assets being snapped up by savvy collectors who recognize this is the last of the truly analog, everyday 911s. In a world of electric steering and turbocharged engines across the entire 911 lineup, The 997.2 represents a final moment of purity. It's the last 911 you can buy that feels purely mechanical, connected, and lightweight. For that reason, it's not just a future classic Porsche. It's a guaranteed modern classic car that is already becoming a collector car icon. If you can find a good one, buy it. It's not going to get any cheaper. And now for our number one pick, the ultimate modern sleeper. The car that proves that the best things come in small, wild, and incredibly rare packages. This isn't just a future classic. This is a legend that was born the moment it left the factory. This is the BMW 1 Series M Coupe, and it is, without question, one of the most significant appreciating modern classics you can buy right now. Let's talk numbers, because they tell a shocking story. BMW only built this car for one model year, 2011. Worldwide production was limited to just 6,309 units, and only about 1,000 were ever sent to the United States. That's rarer than a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Under the hood, it doesn't have a bespoke M engine. Instead, BMW's brilliant engineers took the N54 twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter straight-six from a Z4 and tuned it to produce 335 horsepower and 332 lb-ft of torque. Those famously underrated and dynoed much higher. But the engine is only part of the magic. The body is where the madness lies. They took a humble 1 Series coupe and bolted on the wider front and rear fenders from the E92 M3, giving it that iconic bulldog stance. It's short, wide, and has virtually no driver aids you can't turn off. It's raw analog and gloriously untamed. This car is the direct spiritual successor to the legendary E30 M3, a small, lightweight, rear-wheel drive homologation special that prioritizes driving feel over outright numbers. And this is why it's our number one future classic car investment. The market has already gone insane. These cars have doubled, even tripled, in value from their original MSRP. A clean, low-mileage example in the coveted Valencia Orange is now a $70,000 to $90,000 car, and that price is only going up. Why? Because it represents the end of an era. It was the last small, lightweight, analog M car before BMW moved towards larger, heavier, and more isolated vehicles. It's a blue-chip investment-grade automotive asset. Buying a BMW 1M today is like having the chance to buy an E30 M3 in the 1990s or an air-cooled 911 in the early 2000s. It's a moment of clarity in the collector car market. This car has a dedicated cult following, its values are proven, and its significance is unquestioned. It's a car you could drive hard, enjoy every day, and watch your investment grow. It is the definition of an unlikely masterpiece. Of course, we have to give a shout out to a few that just missed the list, like the Toyota 86/Subaru BRZ for its purity and the Alfa Romeo 4C for its carbon fiber chassis. The common thread? Engagement over outright numbers. Soul over spec sheets. So, which of these future classics would you park in your garage? Let me know your pick in the comments below, and tell me what we missed. If you want to see a full review on any of these cars, hit that like button, subscribe to Autopilot Point, and ring the bell because we're diving deep into all of them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.